we're here with Lonestar, 20 years worth of Lonestar, basically. And I just want to say welcome, guys. And if you would introduce yourselves from Dean around.
How you doing? I'm Dean.
All right.
Michael. What's your name? Is it? I'm Dean. Richie McDonald. Elvis Presley. Keith.
Perfect. That was great, guys. That was great. No problem. You guys have been together for 20 years, and now you've all reunited after a short break here. With such a history behind you, do you foresee any obstacles ahead of you in getting your foundation and your footing going once again with your fans?
Well, I think the fan base has always been there. You know, even when I left the band, Lonestar fans still follow the group. And you know what, they're still there. We still have our fan base, and for us now, it's just about the music. And you know, we just got in the studio recording our 20-year anniversary album, and it's just about taking the music to the fans now, and we know they'll love it.
In the 20 years you've been together as a band, what kind of changes have you seen in the music industry? And do you consider them good changes or not so good changes sometimes?
Well, I definitely think, you know, most people get their music through downloads nowadays. You know, before it was people went out to the store and bought CDs. That's changed the whole structure of the way that the music business is arranged anymore. So I think right now we're still trying to figure out how to keep it going the way we used to, as far as, you know, you want people to be able to hear your records, you want people to be able to go buy your records, and, you know, maybe not just hear one song. The cool thing was you'd have a good song, and people go buy the album, and then you realize they like 9 other songs. So now when they can just go and buy one song, it's hard to, you know, it's just education. You got to make sure people know you've got a great album full of great songs, and how do you get that out?
Less album sales and more single sales.
Exactly.
Yeah. With mega hits like, you know, in the past, Amazed, What About You, My Front Porch Looking In, and more, what are some of the stories you guys have heard, you know, from your fans about how your songs have impacted on them? Because I know on your website, that's one of the things you say is very important to you, is fan impact.
You know, we hear a lot of stories about people that use our music in certain situations. You know, Amazed was their wedding song, or you know, or No News was one of their favorite songs to dance to back when the, you know, country dancing thing was going on. We just met the other day. We met Kevin Sorbo, an actor that played Hercules back in the 90s, and he told us that his kids listen to What About Now in the car all the time. And I just thought that was really cool that we never knew he was a Lonestar fan at all, or his kids or anything like that. And it's just neat to hear stories like that when people use our music and listen to our music in their everyday lives.
And I imagine being, you know, celebrities yourself, when you run into another celebrity, it's almost like, man, I'm a fan and you're a fan of me, and it's got to be kind of interesting feeling.
Yeah, we've had a lot of that over the years. I mean, being able to go to some of the big award shows over the years. I remember we got to present at the American Music Awards several years ago. P. Diddy, we gave him an award. And the funny thing about that night, I remember I actually had his award and handed it to him as he walked up, and he had like 20-person entourage, right? And but as he came up and I handed him the award, he gave me the hug, and then the 30-point handshake, 30-point, you know, and I was just staying with him, okay, we're moving, we got it going on, you know. But it's really cool. I mean, and there's been a lot of big, you know, rock and other genres of music. Celine Dion got to meet and do a show with her, so it's neat.
Her handshake was a lot easier, wasn't it?
It was more like,
yeah, it's more like,
yeah.
Probably I'm more comfortable too.
It was, yes, more enjoyable.
More enjoyable.
Yeah, it's all good. There's one of our fans outside honking right now.
We're trying to get in. So you guys have toured all over the world for the last 20 years. What is one memory each of you has about the coolest place you've been or the things you've seen? Starting with Dean.
Golly, there's so many great things that we've been had the pleasure of seeing. But I think this past January, or was it February, I guess, we did a tour with Reba, and we started out. We got to play Wembley Arena with her, and that was such a surreal feeling to be playing Wembley Arena. And
it's in London for this.
Yeah, it's quite a big place, and it was just, you know, packed with great country music fans, and that's just one of those memories I'll have for a long time.
Michael?
I would have to say flying in a Black Hawk helicopter in Iraq, close to that Iranian border. That was
scary.
You never think when you're sitting around learning to play guitar in your bedroom, I'm going to be in a helicopter in a war zone one day.
Did they make you sit on your helmet and play case?
No, I had my helmet on.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
Which didn't make much sense, really. If you're flying over and the bullets are coming,
Yeah.
why is it on my head?
Yeah.
Richie?
Well, I mean, there's so many places like they mentioned, but I think, golly, I mean, how do you pick and choose? I mean, we not only, internationally, but, there's so many places that we've seen, here at home. I think one of the places, and I thought Brett was going to use this one, but Moab, Utah was just incredible. To see the Golden Arches, and I don't mean McDonald's. I mean, the Delicate Arch. It was just, we shot a video there. We shot when Cowboys didn't dance there. But after we would shoot the video during the day, we would go out there at night and we would just walk. And we'd walk up to the arch and we'd sit on the rocks and look at the stars, and just there was just no place like it on Earth.
I would say probably the biggest rush that I've ever had as far as playing and performing was on the U.S. Harry Truman, which is a huge, aircraft carrier. We did a big concert there, and then we did a little thing where when we finished, a jet came by and did one of those where they approach and then they go straight up, and the feeling of the rush of that jet and getting to perform for the military like that in that sort of setting was unbelievable.
So we've talked about the good memories. Now let's talk about a Twilight Zone memory. Everybody has those experiences on the road. What would be, and you can do this collectively, what would be the weirdest thing that you would say has ever happened to you guys as a band on the road?
I'm having a Twilight moment right now. No, I'm not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, not a bad memory, but gosh, we have so many things, good and bad, that have happened to us over the years. But man, it wasn't a bad moment. It was a funny moment, I think, because that would be a Twilight moment.
Oh yeah, that could be funny too. Yeah.
We were out signing autographs after a show, and this lady comes up and she goes, "I just want y'all to know I've got chickens, and I've got a chicken named after each one of y'all." So there was the Keach and the Richie and the Michael and the Dean chicken. So I was sitting there thinking she was like busting our chops, but she was 100% serious. So we might have baby chickens somewhere right now, we're grandparents.
There you go.
I knew I liked chicks for some reason.
There was a moment we were doing a show and a swarm of bees were up, had nested up above where the lights were, and the people that during the day during sound check had sort of sprayed them or something, and somebody that knew bees was like, "I wouldn't spray those bees; it's going to tick them off." Sure enough, we got there to do the show. I think Michael got stung.
Several people got stung. The funny thing was they were on my side of the stage, right? And they're running around the stage from the bees during the show, and I'm just sitting there, and they didn't come near me at all.
Gotta like that.
I like it. I think I
wore your bee repellent.
I wore my bee repellent.
Well, one of the things we did before coming down was ask our Twitter followers, what they would like to know, and this was literally the most popular question, and it's for Richie. You did take your solo break, and you're back with the band now. A lot of people they're very happy that you're back, and the big question is, are you in it for the long haul?
I'm in it to win it, as Randy Jackson would say. I took some time off, but as we all four said, that we're better together than we ever were apart. You can listen to the new music and tell that. So yes, I'm in it for the long haul. I think we're all in it for the long haul. We're so proud of what we've done together. We're having so much fun out here. So yes, the long haul. In it to win it.
And speaking of the new material, you're doing a self-produced album this time that is actually generating quite a bit of industry buzz, with the idea of Lonestar returning to its roots, so to speak, with, your traditional sounding type music. They're going to listen to the album and hear Lonestar. Can you tell me a little bit about, self-producing your own album, as well as the first single, The Countdown?
Well, self-producing a record, the great thing about all of us, everybody in this band is very musical, and we've got to work with some of the best producers in Nashville. I mean, Don Cook, who we all admire a lot, he's done a lot of huge records. Dan Huff, in our estimation, is truly probably the best. We've worked with Mark Wright, and we've taken little tidbits, both the good and bad, from everybody, and kind of put it in the old memory banks. And I think it really helped us make this record. But you take all the good stuff from those producers, but nobody knows us better than us. And we know how each one of us plays. We know what we're thinking. And I think that we were able to talk with each other and say, hey, instead of that, what do you think of this? And collectively could do that. I think that's why this record sounds the way it does. And it truly is, I think, our best effort ever.
So you're starting your tour, I believe, tomorrow in Missouri in support of the new album and the material. Along with the tour and the new album, what's next for Lonestar?
The countdown's at radio right now. We'll be promoting that and just trying to get the word out that we have a brand new album and it's our best ever. So we're going to be busy doing that and just pushing the single and pushing the album for the next 6 months at least. So.
And the album's called Life as We Know It, and it'll be out at the end of November. And we also, the single, like Mark said, it's called The Countdown. It's out there now. So call your favorite country radio station and say, I have to hear The Countdown by Lonestar.
And also, I'll add to that, we're working on some very special pieces for this project. I mean, for the album packaging. I mean, like Dean said, it's Life as We Know It, but it's 20 years worth of blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of laughs. So we're going to be sharing some of that with our fans as well.
You should call that Life as We Knew It.
Life as We Knew It. Yeah, we got the album that's Life as We Know It, and we got the DVD Life as We Knew It. That's good.
Does that include the before and after pictures?
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's a lot of before. We're still working on our before pictures.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I really appreciate your time, and thank you so much. And we're going to make sure that we tell everybody, listen to The Countdown.